At the corner of a busy street, where cars honked and people rushed past without ever looking up, there stood one small patch of green, a tiny garden in front of an old, quiet house. The garden belonged to a woman named Nasreen. She was in her 70s, living alone, ever since her husband had passed and her only son had moved abroad years ago.
Every morning, rain or shine, Nasreen would kneel by that small patch of soil, watering her flowers, pulling weeds, arranging them so that anyone walking past would see color instead of gray concrete. Her neighbors often asked her, "Why do you spend so much time on a garden no one asks for? You live alone. No one even notices." Nasreen would simply smile and say, "It's not for me. It's for whoever needs a moment of peace." And people did notice, even if they never said a word to her. A tired office worker would slow his pace just slightly, breathing in the smell of jasmine before continuing to his stressful job. A young mother, exhausted from sleepless nights, would pause there for 30 seconds with her crying baby, letting the colors calm them both. A student, overwhelmed before an exam, would sit briefly on the small stone bench Nasreen had placed beside the flowers, and somehow feel a little less anxious. The flowers began to wilt. The weeds crept back in. The tired office worker noticed first. He'd walked past that corner every day for 3 years, and something suddenly felt wrong. He asked a neighbor what happened. Word spread quickly, through the young mother who had once calmed her baby there, through the student who had once found peace on that stone bench, through dozens of strangers who had silently benefited from Nasreen's kindness without ever knowing her story. Nasreen had never officially met. The office worker brought flowers. The young mother brought a homemade meal. The student organized a small fundraiser to cover her medical bills, joined by dozens of others who simply wrote, "Your garden helped me through my hardest days." When Nasreen finally opened her eyes in the hospital room, surrounded by faces she didn't recognize, but who clearly recognized her, she was confused. "I don't understand," she whispered. "I don't even know most of you." An elderly man near the door smiled gently and said, "You may not know us, but every one of us has stood in your garden on a day we needed it most. You gave us peace without ever asking for anything back. Now, it's our turn." Nasreen recovered slowly, but she was never alone again. The strangers who once walked past her garden without a word now stopped by her home regularly, some to help her garden, others simply to sit with her, to talk, to share tea. Because here's the truth. Kindness planted quietly, without expectation of thanks or recognition, doesn't disappear into nothing. It grows in places you'll never see, in the hearts of people you may never officially meet,